Alrighty, g'day, ladies and gents. Good evening if you're in the US. Good morning if you're in Australia. Good afternoon if you're somewhere else. Hope you guys are well. I might just wait a couple of moments for a few of you guys to tune in and I'll say hello. But guys, I know the title of this video says the plug for August. I am a little bit late. We're already into September. I do apologize for that and missing that. But guys, it's I really love this opportunity once a month to pause and get to say hello to you guys and kind of give you guys an update on what's going on. G'day everyone who's tuning in. I have to tell you guys a funny story, just real quickly whilst a few guys are tuning in. I just did this plug episode entirely live on YouTube, and no one was watching. I was like, "What's going on?" And I realized I had set it as unlisted. So I did a whole live just to myself, and I did the whole thing anyway, just thinking, oh, I better do it just in case it is live and people aren't there. But anyway, this time it's working, and thank you. Now I can see that people are tuning in. So guys, this one's working so much better. But yeah, guys, if you haven't seen the plug before and you're wondering what on earth the plug is about, it's a moment where I stop each month and I get to be real with you guys. I get to kind of share the updates on what's going on with the channel, what's going on with the business, how the month went, how next month is looking, what we're aiming for. And most importantly, the opportunity to just say thank you to you guys and to answer your questions that you might have, and just kind of give you guys the real, genuine behind the scenes update as to what's going on with pound for pound arm wrestling. So if this is your first plugger, welcome. If you've been a long term pound for pound arm wrestling follower, then you've probably seen a bunch of these. So guys, thank you for tuning in. Firstly, Daniel Worley, Ronan, there's a few bunch of people that I can see on there. All right, so let's kick off with it. The month has been a pretty good month. It's been when I say it's been a pretty good month, it's actually been a really tricky month. There's been a lot of personal stress in my life over the last month. If you guys didn't know, my daughter was she still is in hospital, but she's been in hospital for about a month and a half, and that led to a whole lot of complications with me just being able to get the time and energy to continue working in the way that I traditionally would. And I wanted to first of all just let you guys know that I'm eternally grateful for the amount of support that I've received from so many of you to do with Eliza. And I can let you guys know that she's doing well. She's kind of over the difficult part of phase 1 of her time. She will get a little bit of a break. She'll come home for a few weeks and then she'll be back in hospital to have phase 2 of her major surgery, which, if you guys didn't know, she's literally having her esophagus entirely replaced. So it's a big, complicated surgery, but she's kind of halfway there. Anyway, but thank you to everyone who supported and sent me lots of kind messages over the last month. It's been really, really, really appreciative from my side of things, and it's meant a lot. So the specific to reflect on the month of pound for pound arm wrestling in terms of a content sense, we had some really cool stuff. Opportunities came up with Juji Mufu, Tom Boyden. That was a lot of fun getting to go along to their to their Train Fun seminars and be part of that was really cool. I had a great time, and opportunities are growing constantly, which is really, really nice. They haven't yet released their videos on their channel for the time that they spent here with me. There'll be some of those coming out shortly, and I can't wait to see that. But that was really cool. Also, we had Artem Taranenko coming on board with Pound for Pound Arm Wrestling, helping out tremendously over the last month with creating content. So if you guys didn't notice, what Artem's been doing is taking all the long form videos that I post on YouTube and has been grabbing them and chopping them up and turning them into better, funnier, shorter videos that go out on all the different social media platforms. So Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, even TikTok these days. But anyway, so Adam, thank you for your involvement in the last month. It's been amazing, and no doubt there's going to be a lot more to come in that respect as well. So in terms of revenue, something I always like to give you guys an update. Revenue on the YouTube channel here, $2,500 on YouTube last month in revenue, and on Facebook, $1,500 in revenue. So it wasn't the best month for revenue, but certainly wasn't a bad month for revenue. It's really cool just to see that growing constantly, and it is on an upward trajectory. And the more subscribers I'm getting here on YouTube channel, the easier it's getting, and the more opportunities there are that are just coming forward. So, guys, thank you again for your support through all of that. If you didn't know how the money works within pound for pound arm wrestling, I'm blessed enough that I don't live off pound for pound arm wrestling. I take 10% of the earnings of pound for pound arm wrestling, put it on my mortgage, and the other 90% of pound for pound arm wrestling gets reinvested into the sport through the different forms, advertising, coordinating events, travel, and yeah, there's a whole bunch of things. So it's been a good month, and I think that we're positioned well to move on to an even better month again. We've got obviously the Todd Hutchins seminars in Brisbane and in Melbourne coming up. They're going to be really cool. I'm just so ridiculously excited about having Todd Hutchins here in this shed that we're in right now. I'm going to create a lot of content with Todd. I'm going to make that man work hard. And he's not competing whilst he's here. He's literally just going to be here running the seminars and training. So it means I'm going to get to train super hard with him. He's going to be with me for like a 2-week period. So it's going to be amazing. And you're going to see a lot from Toddzilla. And he's only like 3.5 weeks away before he actually arrives. So that is most definitely the next big thing that's happening on the channel is Todd Hutchins. We saw he had a heart scare, so hopefully he's all good with that. Todd, if you're watching, get better. I do love Todd Hutchins. He's almost dying, and he's still hilarious when he's in the back of an ambulance. But anyway, one thing that I will also reflect on that's coming, that was in the pipeline for me personally, was China, where the top 8 is going to be happening. I unfortunately can't attend China anymore, simply because of my daughter's complications. So I won't be doing that as much as I was loving the idea of being there. It's just more important to be here at home with my daughter and family. And very unfortunately, I had to contact people regarding my USA East Coast tour that was going to happen in November, December, where I was going to be taking on Dan Mosier. That one unfortunately can't happen, and the reason that is because surgeons have scheduled Eliza's phase 2, which will be the actual replacement of her esophagus, in mid-November, and it'll be another 6 to 8 weeks in ICU when that happens. So I had hoped that was going to just happen straight away and kind of happen now, but it's not going to happen until mid-November. So that means that whilst I would have been overseas on the USA East Coast tour, it will be when Eliza's in the most critical condition. So I've had to pull the plug on that one, which is kind of sad for the arm wrestling side of things, but that's life, and we've got to put priorities where they are. So what it does mean is that I get to focus a lot more on what I'm doing here. Production value for the show is my biggest priority for between now and the end of the year. And here's what I wanted to share most excitingly with you guys about pound for pound arm wrestling and where I'm going to be going next with investments and all that. So I know you guys have heard me in previous blogs talk about my ambition to have the show look and feel ESPN standard. A lot of people have asked me kind of where and how I'm going to do that, and I've mentioned I want to build a studio here at my home or somewhere like that to make it the next level up in terms of what's going on. So what I want to do, I've done a lot of consulting with builders. I've talked to a lot of different, done my due diligence in a lot of respects, and I've decided I don't want to build a studio here. The reason I don't want to build a studio here is simply because it just doesn't fit quite the way I need it to, and it's not going to be as good as I want it to. So what I am currently doing is I am currently preparing, writing down, and tabling up a proposal, Shark Tank style, for an investor to basically buy into pound for pound arm wrestling. And with the money that I will raise, I'm looking at purchasing a commercial piece of property and having it fit out so that it legitimately looks ESPN standard when it comes to production. So the 3 factors that I'm pushing towards. I want it to have a studio for a regular show, a regular panel of show. where we've got at least four experts and maybe a fifth guest to come in with all cameras, audio, everything hardwired in, and to appear not like a YouTube channel, but to appear like a professional production just distributed on YouTube. In addition to that, I'm building an arena in the same facility to host tournaments, super matches, all that sort of stuff. And again, it will appear as though it's as good as ESPN standard. And finally, again in the same facility, a training facility that is an area for me to again film more content, but not only film content, but to actually host a club here in Brisbane. We've got about 40 or 50 people actively involved in the sport, and our current training facilities are just jam-packed and we haven't got enough tables. So I want to make a training facility that's fully dedicated to arm wrestling, and it'll be a club in every sense of the word, like every other sport. So that's what I'm moving towards now. That's a big step up. Like I said, it's not something I can afford. I can't afford personally to go and buy a commercial piece of property that will do that, and hence I am going to be tabling this proposal to a bunch of local investors. I'm an optimist. I always back myself in everything I do, and look, even if I get a couple of no's, it doesn't stop me. I feel like this is what I want to do. I feel like this is the next step that's going to take the channel to a level that most people didn't even expect was possible, and I feel like it'll be a major step forward in getting the revenue into the business that will make arm wrestlers and everyone involved in it paid the way that I've always been dreaming them to be paid. It's going to be cool. So, yeah. Anyway, if you're a millionaire and you want to invest in arm wrestling, come talk to me. But anyway, that's the big project between now and the end of the year for me. Is my goal is by the end of the year to own a commercial piece of property under the name of Pound for Pound Arm Wrestling and have it completely fit out, ready to go for an ESPN standard show. Yeah, that's the goal. Big goal. Kind of crazy, but it's something that I feel like it's just going to happen. So, one other thing that I will say before I get to your questions, because I can see that there's a bunch of people typing, and I want to go back and address those questions for you guys. But the one other thing that I always do in the plug is ask you guys for a favor, and the favor that I could ask right now that would dramatically help is to jump on the Pound for Pound Arm Wrestling Facebook page and become a supporter. What you get if you become a supporter is basically live stream access to all the cool stuff. So you'll get full live stream access to the Todd Hutchins seminars. I'm looking at doing Travis Bajan's seminar as well. He'd probably happen after Todd. So you get live stream access to any seminars that I do. You get live stream access to all Arm Fights Unleashed tournaments I do, and you get live stream access to all the cool stuff I do. Like if I'm randomly hanging out with John or something like that, I'll go live and we'll have some fun. But so that's the favor. If you really enjoy Pound for Pound Arm Wrestling and like the direction where we're going, that's a way that you can directly help, and it would mean the world to me. But all right, enough with me talking. Let's have a look at what's going on. All right, I'm just going to scroll back and have a quick read through these questions. And whilst I'm having a read, guys, sorry about my finger on the screen there. Let me know, take this opportunity right now to actually write a question for me if you've got one, and I'll answer it. Thank you for everyone supporting Eliza in these comments. I'm reading that now. David Marr, keep watching the commercials. You're the man. Thank you so much. Yeah, guys, believe it or not, letting the commercials run when you watch a video makes a huge difference. David Marr asked about the Arm Fights Unleashed tour. As I mentioned, David, I unfortunately can't do that one anymore. What do we got? Brady Ellis and tons of combat arms sports tables. Yes, Brady Ellis, you're watching, man. When I build this studio, I want it to be a combat arms sports themed studio without a doubt. I'm envisaging like 15 tables at least. So should be good. Other arm wrestling events in Montreal, I'm not entirely certain. Ask Devin Larrett. Da, 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 da. Lots of plug jokes going on. Butt plug, that's great. Louis Cypher, thank you for tuning in on my stream, man. I'm always seeing you commenting and supporting it. Thank you for that. Um, so what do we got here? Mazarenko has alluded on his Instagram to a top 8 event next year for under 100 competitors and Hutchins being a participant. What are your thoughts? I really like the idea of a top 8 event happening for under 100 because, I mean, people like Babayev and Ongarbayev truly are amazing under 100 kilo pullers. They can hang, but they realistically are never going to really be with the Sanganishvilis. I love it. And Todd Hutchins, yes, Todd Hutchins under 100 kilos would have to be in that top 8 without a doubt. I think that he just has to be there and would be one of the favourites. Would love it and yeah, support it wholeheartedly. Question here from Dang Joe. Do you think getting you on you or Devin on the Joe Rogan podcast would increase visibility? Man, anything that goes on the Joe Rogan podcast increases visibility without a doubt. It's I think it's the world's most watched podcast at the moment. So I think Devin's the man to be on there. I mean, of course, if I was invited on there, I would without hesitation go on there. I'd love to discuss everything about the sport, the ins and outs. But I think Devin has an even better degree of insight given his time in the sport and his position in the sport. As to how we get him on there, it's a tricky one. I know a lot of people have been trying to champion that cause for a while, but it hasn't happened yet. And I think that as Devin's status grows and continues to grow, it may end up just happening. But it's all about networking. It's about we got to know someone who knows Joe at the end of the day. So if we need to work together as an arm wrestling community to get those opportunities to happen. So the bigger the sport grows, the better the chances are that someone knows someone who knows Joe, and we get Devin on there. Todd Riker asking me how do I generate revenue? So the basic the way that pound for pound arm wrestling generates revenue is it's got a whole bunch of different income streams. So let's just say YouTube is the lead revenue generator. So $2,500 last month on YouTube was generated. $1,500 was generated on Facebook. We sell merchandise, so I probably generated about $1,500 last month on merchandise sales. We then have third-party sponsorship from great companies like Combat Arms Sports, Arm Assassins, Next Level Apparel, and they contribute to the business and the sport as well. So all of that combined, and then when we host events, we get entry fees as well. So that's it, man. It takes a long time to build it. I made $34.50 in my first 4.5 years on YouTube. So you got to enjoy it. You got to love what you're doing and stick around. All right. Next question from Bomber. Do you think Todd will be able to beat Cataract next year? I think Todd or as in Todd Hutchins. Yeah, look, it looked like a small Todd Hutchins when they faced. I think that if it was the big Todd Hutchins, it could have gone the other way. Am I going to hybridize my arm wrestling style, Devin versus Todd style? My arm wrestling style I describe as a mixture of Devin and John. I treat Todd Hutchins as my strength coach, but my arm wrestling style is a hybrid of John and Devin. Ronan, who wins in their prime, Levan or Dennis? I gotta go. Saplenkov. Saplenkov moves better. Question: do you make more super chats? No, I don't do many lives, so I don't really make anything on super chats. I've made like I think $50 on super chats in total since I've had this channel. So yeah, I don't see them often, but when they do, they're great. But yeah, no. So guys, I've scrolled to the bottom there of the questions. So if you have anything specific, let me know, and I'll stick around here for another 4 to 5 minutes chatting. How many calories do I eat a day? I just eat whatever I want. I have a pretty lazy diet. I've got dad bod. I've got a lot of soft, jiggly bits still going on. I was talking to Lachlan Adair last night, literally about potentially getting myself a nutrition coach to keep me accountable. Lachlan's got a nutrition coach, and he's lean as anything and super strong. So I would consider doing that, but I haven't yet. I like my sugar too much. What would it take to work out with me for a day? From Kiawa, what's her name? Goodhue. Man, all it takes is just being in the local area. Anyone local to me can come work out with me, no worries. I've got an open door, man. I don't charge people to come and work out with me or anything like that. And yeah, more than welcome. Louis, I wish I could feel your power. I'm always seeing your comments, brother, about how strong you are. Send me a video. Show me how strong you are. Get a cable machine and show me. All right, guys. I might wrap it up there, but guys, thank you so much for being on the plug today. Like I said, the business is going well. I'm always truly aware that you guys are the reason it is going well. Your support means the world to me, and I can't wait to take it to the next level, because if I could just, I hope that I'm expressing clearly the vision I have in my head to you guys, because it's exciting. And the cool thing about all of this is I love doing this so much. The process is so enjoyable of trying to build this business that I know I'm never going to stop, and we're going to get there. We're going to get there, and believe me, this sport is going to make it. My ultimate dream is that we've got it to the point where arm wrestlers are making real money, and by real money, I'm talking like, I don't know, like let's say the top guys in a weight category might be on 200,000 a year or something like that. That's what I want to see it as. Commentators, everyone, all involved, making the money that deserve the sport being legitimate. I think we can do it. I think we'll get it there. And hey, I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop. I enjoy this way too much to stop. All right, last call for questions. Let's see a few people write a couple, and then I'm off. I'm glad someone asked about Bishop. You beat Bishop next year, then you beat RBJ in the final. Calling it here first. Matthew Bontel. I like it, brother. Trust me, I'm so ready for Justin Bishop. I love that every time I have a match, at the moment, I'm an underdog. It's a real luxury and joy to be the underdog. Beating Justin Bishop is something that I have been just literally dreaming about. Seen it in my head so many times, and I'm training so hard for it. And man, I have so much more side pressure now than Justin can imagine. It's gonna be crazy. I think that I may well just be able to bang in and hook with him out of straps. I don't even think I necessarily need the strap right now. That's how strong I feel. But I don't know. I think in the strap it's mine for sure. And RVJ next year, yeah, I'm hunting him. That's the goal. We've got to beat Danny Tesh with the hammer. What else we got? Can we see how much weight you can do in Devin's hook training video exercise? Oh, dang, just send me a link or something. I don't know which specific hook training video you're talking about, but send me a link and I'll maybe do it. Although Todd is very strict on me on what I am and am not allowed to do, so I have to stick to the routine of my good coach, Toddzilla. Am I losing my range of motion? My left still hyperextends. My right doesn't. So yes, I am losing my range of motion. All right, guys. Thank you very much. I've read all the questions there. Hopefully, sorry if I missed yours. But guys, thank you again for tuning in. You guys are awesome. Keep doing what you're doing, and I'll see you guys again soon.